Every season of Survivor is a story. There are main characters, sidekicks, comic reliefs, and villains. A good season of Survivor tells a compelling story that has you rooting for someone and against someone else. You will want to watch episode after episode to see what happens next until it all finishes with a hopefully satisfying conclusion. Each story that we look at together will go through one character's journey from beginning to end, from the time they are introduced until they inevitably get their torch snuffed or win the game. We will look at every character moment and strategic move to determine whether they were a hero or a villain and whether they were a good or bad strategist. And with that, welcome to Once Upon an Island. For reference, we are only going to be observing what the TV show is showing us and what story is being told through the show. No future seasons will be mentioned, as the story and characters here have no idea about what happens in those future seasons. All character moments and strategic moves are interpreted with the mindset of what the story is trying to tell us. And with that,
39 days, 20 people, 1 survivor.
Parvati Shallow back to play again on Survivor's 16th season, Survivor Micronesia. In Cook Islands, we saw someone who could easily integrate into any group of people, but struggled when her back was to the wall. Her strength lied in being in part of the majority. However, she was part of the Rarotonga 8 that got toppled by the I-24 in embarrassing fashion. Will things be different this time, or is Parvati bound to repeat the same mistakes? We shall see. For Micronesia, we are back in Palau for the first time since season 10, and right out the gate, the show establishes that these favorites are powerhouses, with Penner saying this is basically the Boston Red Sox versus a bunch of high school scrubs. Jeff then says, welcome new players to a season we designed to destroy you. Now he doesn't say that exactly, but he might as well. He says this season Exile Island has returned with an immunity idol planted there, and then we meet the cast of favorites, which includes Amy, Eliza, Suri, Ozzy, Penner, Yowman, Amanda, and James. But then we hear from Parvati for the first time.
Coming back, I'm playing really aggressively and pretty much no holds barred for me.
Yeah. Hopefully she doesn't all talk like last time. Now, when Amanda walks out, people straight up golf clap her, but when James walks out, thunderous applause. You get the idea of who's really a favorite around here. Parvati does get a better applause than Amanda, but that isn't saying much. However, I did fail to mention one more person on the favorites cast this season.
The most infamous of all survivors, Johnny Fairplay, who already looks intoxicated.
I wanted to throw up when I saw Johnny Fairplay. He's a pig. He's a loser pig. I would just love one moment to kick him. One moment, just to kick him hard in the shin.
So, Fairplay, are you dressing like me?
You want to know what you're playing for?
I'm actually impressed. I like to know that you have aspirations to get out of your current place in life.
Wow.
Yeah, fair play. Who says, of course I'm a favorite. Have you met me? He's so arrogant. Anyways, Jeff says across the water are 2 idols that are only good for 1 tribal council. Go. Yowman gets it for the favorites, and upon arriving at the camp, everyone is working hard on getting a competent shelter built. James is impressed. Now, if you saw season 10 Palau, you may recognize this as the Oolong Beach, whereas the fans are on the Koror Beach. Oolong was infamously bad, so hopefully this is not a reflection of the direction the tribe will take. We then hear from Parvati again. This time she gives us a lot more detail as to what she plans on doing this time around.
I have to win this time. It's my second time. I'm not coming back here to starve and be miserable.
Do you want to piggyback?
Yeah.
Like outwardly, yeah, I'm still gonna be flirty, but I'm playing smart this time. Like I want to make the right alliances with people that I know I can trust. This time, there's only one guy to flirt with, really. It's the big guy, James.
Parvati's definitely attractive, and she's, it's just something about her that she's one of them 6 kitten type girls, and I like it.
My suspicion is that Parvati has a much better grasp of the game this time after seemingly having never seen it before in Cook Islands. Either way, I find it interesting that she says James is the only eligible guy here. Maybe because right away, Ozzy and Amanda fall madly in lust with each other. Eliza notices how both couples immediately have gotten together and they seem to be in a 4-person alliance. So she says they're threats. But then after a night of cuddling, Parvati says this to James.
I know you are.
Hold up, what does that even mean? Did something happen that the show isn't showing us? I mean, only so much can be shown on network TV, I get that. But still, not since Robin and Amber has anything like this happened. We then learn that Eliza, Penner, Amy, and Yowman are in an alliance, and Suri and Fairplay are the crucial swing votes that everyone wants. We then see Parvati say she wants Eliza gone, and Ozzy explains this is because of how Eliza played in Vanuatu. And all I have to say to that is, what are you talking about? Are we serious? Because if that is the only thing we're going by, I would be far more worried about Amy than I would about Eliza. I don't think we're getting the whole story here. We then see the other alliance say Parvati has to go first, and oh boy, we might have a war on our hands. But then we go to the immunity challenge where the face of arrogance speaks, and that face is Fairplay.
We're doing 3 courses for every meal. It's ridiculous. I'm getting fat. I've gained weight since I've been here.
Joel, you buying all this?
No. You guys are dumber than you look.
First, immunity challenge is won by the fans.
Seeing Fairplay say that and then cutting to their loss is perfection. Back at camp, Fairplay says, "Vote me out. I want to go and see my pregnant girlfriend." Okay then? What I find very interesting about this is that Fairplay tells everyone this, but the only time we see his conversation about it is with Parvati in particular. That's how the news gets broken to us. So at Tribal Council, he is voted off 9-1.
Johnny Fairplay, the tribe has spoken.
Get a hug?
That is it for the premiere of Survivor Micronesia. So far, Parvati has been a main character as we get her game perspective, who she wants to target, how the other side wants to target her, and I am sure Fairplay told everyone to vote him out, but we see that conversation through Parvati's eyes. Pretty much any time spent at the favorites camp in one way or another had to do with Parvati. Not every favorite gets this attention by any means, but it could just be because others wanted her out this episode. Overall, this is an upgrade from Cook Islands. Let's see if she can maintain momentum.
By the way, if you want to pick who I cover for story videos like this one, then consider supporting Once Upon an Island on Patreon. It only costs a few bucks a month and we are picking new story videos every month. You can cancel at any time, link in the description.
Episode 2 starts and we see Parvati say, "Oh yeah, my relationship with James is more than just the flirting it started out as." Well, yeah, something happened night 1 and we can only guess what that was. We then see Eliza repeat how she is concerned about these power couples in Ozzy and Amanda, who are now making out by the way, and James and Parvati. But for now, that won't come into play as the favorites win immunity. So in episode 3, Ozzy and Parvati invite Eliza down to the beach where they talk to her about working together to get rid of Penner and Suri, and Eliza says, I don't trust them. The favorites then win reward, and afterwards Parvati says, "James, I was a bit enamored by how you and your big strong muscles were just throwing people around during that challenge." But then we see a conversation that is not only a good idea for the immediate next vote, but for Parvati's endgame.
I'm just gonna put it out there. I like flirting with Ozzy, so if that makes you uncomfortable, then I'll stop. But
No, don't change.
No, because that's the way you keep him close, you know?
Right.
And he doesn't ask questions. James asked me no questions ever.
I want to vote Yao. Because if Yao gets the Exile Island one time,
Oh yeah, going up against Yao.
you'll never win.
Yeah.
So I have both of you guys' word that it's us 3 to the end.
yes.
Yeah.
I don't care if James proposes to you and you and Ozzy have little Oslets.
Oh, you know how I am.
All right.
Is Suri the right person to bring to Final 3? No. Is she someone you want on your side while navigating opposition? Absolutely. She is incredibly persuasive. They then lose immunity, and Penner says, "Tonight, we vote off Parvati." Parvati and her alliance say, "We want Eliza gone." But then Suri says, "No, it's Yowman, or it's nothing." Everyone's like, what the heck? We have to do what Suri says? And Parvati says, yes, we do. We even see Penner and Suri fight at camp when he tries to swing her to his side, and we can guess that obviously this is not a way to convince anybody to be on your side. She doesn't bite. But then at Tribal Council, that fight continues.
For me, Jeff, had I made the move that he wanted me to make, we wouldn't even be having this conversation.
I thought you were in an alliance and you flopped and then you brought everybody over. You did.
Is this not the pot calling the kettle black? Whatever.
I don't know. I thought I was in an alliance with you until today I was.
Jonathan, I came into your alliance as the 5th person.
Were you in the alliance?
And I'm supposed to trust you?
Were you in the alliance? Did you say you were in the alliance and working with us and that we were solid and all that?
I did.
Okay.
I
That's
did.
all I want to say.
I did, but I don't trust you. Point blank, period.
I'm only trying to make moves to make this tribe stronger.
I'm not doing what you want me to do. I don't trust you as far as I can pick you up and throw you. sorry. And
Maybe
if you're
that's not.
upset that they trust me, too bad.
I'm not upset. I'm upset that you are going to now be in the driver's seat.
Because I'm not voting the way you want me to vote.
I would say Suri is solidly on Parvati's side now, but the only way to know for sure is for Jeff to read the votes. So,
First vote. Parvati. Parvati. 2 votes, Parvati. Suri. Yao Man. Yao Man. Yao Man. Yao Man. Third person voted out of fans versus favorites. Yao Man. Yao Man. The tribe has spoken. Time for you to go.
Episode 4 sees Ozzy go to Exile Island where he finds the immunity idol and plants this bad-looking fake. It's just a stick with a face on it. I want to mention this since Exile is now basically a non-factor for a large part of the season and can be promptly ignored. We then see how Eliza senses the writing is on the wall with Yao Man gone. Her alliance has lost, so she talks to Parvati about possibly working together.
If for some horrible reason we're going tonight, are you voting for me?
I don't know. I really haven't made up my mind.
I'm telling you that I would be loyal to you to the end. And I don't think Jonathan could make you that promise.
Eliza's just trying to stay in the game, you know? She's trying to save her butt right now. So she's kind of selling Jonathan, like throwing him under the bus. And I'd say if we went to tribal tonight, Eliza would be going home. So yeah, she should be saying anything she can to save herself right now.
Oh, how the tables have turned. Parvati offered her a chance before and Eliza ignored it. Now Parvati is ignoring her. This feels personal. The favorites win immunity, and in episode 5, Ozzy tells Amanda, James, and Parvati that, hey, I found the idol. Amanda says, good, don't tell anyone else. Keep it in our 4-click. Don't tell Suri. But then the tribes meet Jeff and...
Drop your buffs, we are switching tribes.
Well, it's time for a tribe swap. Parvati lands on the new Irai tribe with James, Penner, Eliza, Natalie, Jason, Alexis, and Kathy. Then at the reward challenge, despite winning, quite a few people get injured. Heck, Penner punctures his knee, Chet hits his head, and Parvati busts her lip. To say this challenge was poorly designed would be an understatement. At the new Irai beach, aka the Karor beach from season 10, everyone's like, wow, this place blows. And then the ocean rises up and wipes out their fire. Fun! The fans were idiots when they built their camp. The next day, they do get to work on building a new shelter in a better location, but then at the immunity challenge, Molokal is having no trouble busting the tiles, but for some reason, they aren't falling all the way down for Irai.
I mean, my ass.
What?
All right, you need to stop bitching and start throwing.
Just hitting him as hard as we can, Jeff.
Bull! We say bull! 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 Penner, you got the same tiles, the same ropes.
Penner truly says it all. Despite this bad luck, they do win immunity somehow, and in episode 6, they win reward as well. But we see Medical look closely at Penner's knee and realize this thing is badly infected, so he is sadly pulled from the game. But let's move on and see what they won on that reward, because this time, it is the same fisherman who taught the Karor tribe in season 10.
Are you married?
Yes, I do.
That's okay. We can still hang out.
She really will just flirt with anyone, huh? At the immunity challenge, Jason returns from exile and says, yeah, I know Ozzy has the real idol, which means Jason clearly found the fake and did some simple 1 + 1 math. But then we have the immunity challenge, where Irai brilliantly destroys how it is supposed to work.
Go! The big collision is you gotta switch lanes to begin.
There you go, guys. Slow and steady.
Wow, Irai trying to outthink the challenge. James carrying the pole. The rest of the tribe keeping it steady. Not the way this challenge was designed or the way we thought it would go. Irai has... Oh! Oh, it almost worked! Parvati's across. Eliza's across.
Everyone, 1, 2, 3.
Irai has it! Irai wins immunity!
I think Molokal was doing it as the show intended, and Irai said, LOL, we have James. So we move on to episode 7, where it's raining a lot. Now, by the way, this has been happening all season. It's just not an important part of Parvati's story until now, because the rain seemingly never ends. Now, this wasn't as much of an issue on the old favorites camp because they had a tarp that they won on a reward, but this Irai camp has nothing of the sort, and Kathy's been living here the whole time and has been struggling with it. They do try to live in a cave, but the rats and the bats in that cave all attack them, which seems to be even worse than getting wet. So Kathy says, yeah, I'm out of here. Just like that, 2 people have left the game earlier than expected. Irai wins immunity, and the next day Parvati and Natalie joke about what foods they've been dreaming about, with Parvati saying, "I was dreaming about a pizza." But then we have another crucial alliance form when Parvati talks to Natalie about strategy.
I just feel like I would feel safe if it was you and Alexis, me and James, locked up that block 4.
Yeah, I will work with you.
Okay.
I think with James we can still win immunity.
I think with James, we're fine until the merge. And then once we get to the merge, all of the targets are going to be on the big guys. Like, we're going to be able to slip under because everyone's going to be so threatened by the big guys trying to get them out. I wouldn't see anything wrong with it being y'all two, me and Amanda, final 4.
Yeah, how hot would that be?
You know? Everyone else, they're dead to me.
Wow. Parvati's already ready to cut James and Ozzy. Despite James's size, he isn't really a challenge threat. We saw this in China, and don't worry, you're gonna see this soon. But Ozzy absolutely is. He's perfectly built for what this show throws at them. But then they win reward and immunity, which is pizza and beer. Just what Parvati had been dreaming about. Irai has been on a challenge tear so far, but that's all about to change as in episode 9, it is finally time for...
Make your way to the location designated on the map immediately.
We're merging.
Yeah, I think we're merging.
Make your way to the location designated on the map immediately. Today is cause for celebration. You are merged.
Despite pretty much everyone else being excited about this merge, Parvati is feeling conflicted. You see, she has alliances with Amanda, James, Ozzy, Sari, Natalie, and Alexis. Not only can everyone not make the final 3 out of that group, she knows she has to burn them. And these people have to vote for a winner at the end of the game. So at the moment, she's not sure exactly who she should burn. Well, the short-term answer is easy as to who to vote out because Eliza pops up and says, "Hey, are we favorites voting together at the next tribal, right? Like, we're all favorites, we all should vote together." Parvati says, "Yeah, no, I'm not doing fans versus favorites." And Eliza knows she is next. But then Parvati is thrilled to reconnect with Amanda, who she tells about this new alliance she got them into.
So I talked to Natalie, and I'm like, would you guys feel good about being the 4 over here? No, me and Amanda are really tight and it's pretty much unbreakable and they understand. And so I'm like, I'm sure we can talk Amanda into taking us all the way. And I've put us in an alliance without you being there. I mean, this is just with the 4 girls. So, but at least the games are revolving around us.
Parvati pretty much screwed me over because I don't want to be in an alliance with Natalie and Alexis. I don't want to go up against Alexis at the end. She's a motivational speaker, for crying out loud. I mean, I giggled about it to her, but it's not funny.
Everyone's on the same page about Liza.
I'm livid. And it leaves me with a lot of questions about Parvati.
I think part of Amanda's response here is that she's jealous of Alexis because Alexis was cuddling with Ozzy the other night, and I don't think Alexis knew that Ozzy and Amanda were a thing. So Ozzy's really the massive jerk of the group here, but for some reason Amanda is jealous of Alexis instead of being mad at Ozzy. Jason then wins immunity, which is fine because Parvati wants Eliza out anyways, and then she lies by saying Eliza has never wanted to work with her, painting Eliza in a bad light and ignoring how Eliza wanted to work with her in episode 4 and heck, just like 5 minutes ago? But this little mini rivalry comes to a head at Tribal Council when...
Do you think you're liked?
No, not really.
Well, Eliza, you've been running around back and forth trying to vote me out since day 1. Then coming back to me yesterday telling me you're going to be 100% loyal to me, that we need to stay true to the old Malakal tribe and favorites to the end. Are you kidding me? People are going to believe you.
That's not true. Everyone's saying we would stick together, we would stick together.
But so what were you trying to do to me
I wanted to
this
see
first
if we would
day?
stick together, and you said
What were you trying to do to me?
I was not trying to do anything to you.
I just can't sit here and be quiet anymore because it's just too much for me.
If anybody has the hidden immunity idol and you want to play it, now would be the time to do so. The rules of Survivor state that if a hidden immunity idol is played, then any votes cast against that person do not count.
There we go, baby.
Well, I guess this is the hidden immunity idol. This is pretty incredible, so, I'm gonna have to hold on to this tight. This means Ozzy doesn't have it. I have it, so this is really good for me.
I don't
told you about the hidden immunity idol. If I win, I'd give it to you.
Who would have guessed? I made an alliance with the right person who was sent to exile one too many times. It's in my bag.
The back's behind your finger.
This isn't it. This isn't it. This is so stupid. This is just a napkin. What are you trying to pull? I'm going home anyhow. Why? It's not the idol.
It is the idol.
It's not the idol.
Yes, it is.
Ozzy must have put it in there. He must have the real thing. That's not the idol.
What is it? It's a stick. I know. It has a face on it. Don't worry.
Ozzy put it on there, made a face on it.
No, he didn't.
It's not the idol.
Why do you say that?
Because that can't be the idol.
Why not?
Because it's just a stick.
I know.
This is not a hidden immunity idol.
That means Ozzy has it. Jason found it on Exile.
Jeff, come on. That took hours to make.
Well, I wonder if Eliza felt confident fighting with Parvati because she thought she had an idol, or, I mean, let's be clear. If you saw Eliza in Vanuatu, you know she just likes to fight, no matter what her position is in the game. Either way, she's voted off 8-2.
Eliza, the tribe has spoken.
Episode 10 sees it raining all night, so James stays up to tend the fire and keep it warm, and since it's raining, he has nowhere else to work because obviously it's wet everywhere, so he has to work in the cave, but Parvati is not a fan.
There's 3 people that are trying to sleep. It's kind of obnoxious.
I've been sitting in the fire pretty much all night to keep the mosquitoes off their ass. But Parvati fixed her mouth to say something to me about disrupting her sleep. The actual gall to get up and tell somebody something, I mean, and then lay your ass back down, it's nerve. And see how much longer I could take this before I cut somebody out.
I could dissect this, but no matter who you are sympathetic towards, just know they're both in the wrong. But if you want to do some math, here you go. Parvati just pleased 2 people and annoyed 1 person, whereas James annoyed 3 people. Parvati's team loses reward, and when Ozzy comes back from said reward, he describes the food they were given to eat, and Parvati says, what a little brat he is for doing that. We have seen this technique before in Survivor, namely in Boston Rob. If you want to feel justified in voting someone out, paint them as the villain for anything you deem evil, no matter how silly it is. It's all a matter of perspective at the end of the day, but then at the immunity challenge, they have to hold their arm above their head in order to keep the buckets from dropping on them. It's easier said than done, especially after 6 hours when it comes down to her and Jason, and
3 chocolate chip cookies, 4 donuts, big tall jar of candy, peanut butter, 2 chocolate bars, milk, 2 beers, and a huge pizza. If Parvati steps down or Jason steps down, you and them will share all of this. Parvati, congratulations. Individual immunity. You are the only person safe at Tribal Council tonight.
Back at camp, Suri says it is high time to blindside Ozzy and his idol before he goes on an immunity run, and Suri is absolutely correct. James talks to Ozzy and says, hey, I think these girls are doing a whole girl power thing, and you should keep an eye on that. Ozzy says, I'm confident my alliance won't blindside me. So at Tribal Council,
if anybody has the hidden immunity idol and you want to play it, now would be the time to do so. Okay. First vote, Jason. Jason, 2 votes, Jason. Jason, 3 votes, Jason. Jason, that's 4 votes, Jason. Ozzy. Ozzy. Ozzy, that's 4 votes, Jason. 3 votes, Ozzy. Ozzy, we're tied. 10th person voted out of Survivor fans versus favorites, and the 2nd member of our jury, Ozzy. Ozzy, tribe has spoken.
Episode 11 is a big one, so strap in. After the Ozzy blindside, Parvati says, I got some serious damage control to do with James and Amanda since neither of them knew what we were doing last night.
Oh my god. I need to do some serious damage control today.
Where are you going with this?
I couldn't win against Ozzy. I would be a fool to have kept him in the game.
What is your plan? Who are you taking with you? I'm just curious to know.
To 3?
Yeah.
Girls. But I just wanted to say sorry because I couldn't tell you.
No, sorry's not what you mean. Ha-ha is what you mean. It's just funny. Oh, it's fun. Always got to eat the apple. You can't just leave the apple alone.
and just enjoy the heavens. No, you got to chew on that apple. And you was definitely apple too. I knew it from the first day I saw you.
Because you wouldn't give me credit for having a plan anyways.
I mean, you can lie to me, you can fool me, you can deceive me. Don't insult my intelligence. Don't try to act like you're going to pull the wool over my eyes with self-pity. By her pulling that just showed me who she really is. Do I put up with people like that? No. That's what kind of person she is, and that's what we're dealing with, and I just can't stand it.
I can't knock Parvati for being honest, but seeing her and James end makes sense given how they have not really been close since the merge, which I know has only been like an episode and a half, but nonetheless. She then talks to Amanda and says, yes, I promise I am still on board with you and Suri. And while Amanda believes this, mostly, she's also extremely upset with Parvati, and I wouldn't put past Amanda to try and find another alliance given how into Ozzy she was. But then it is time for the Survivor auction where Natalie wins an advantage. Now keep in mind, the men are the target, but specifically Jason is the next one, since he's a threat to win challenges after winning immunity and then finishing in second place in that last immunity challenge. So the advantage Natalie wins lets her send one person to exile, and Jeff literally says at exile is a new idol. So she sends Jason, knowing full and well that the idol is there. Why? Back at camp, Parvati does that Boston Rob thing of painting the next target as a villain when she says, Jason, this guy, he's like on the luckiest streak ever. If he bought a lottery ticket right now, he would win the jackpot. Is Jason that lucky though? Isn't he the same guy who believed a stick with a face on it was an idol and has been on the bottom this whole time, only not being voted off because Parvati had bigger fish to fry? Anyways, no one disagrees with her, and Amanda says, what if we trick Jason into thinking he is safe? Suri says, I bet you Natalie could tell Jason that James is next, and Jason would believe this. So Natalie whispers in her ear, he believes it, and Eric wins immunity. And back at camp, the women laugh evilly.
I looked at the party and we were like, run, Eric! I was so nervous. I was hyperventilating and like all of us.
Wait, when Eric made it, I jumped up like, yes. I didn't scream though.
The plan is in play.
It's like the Black Widow Brigade. Like all the girls are coming together and we're spinning the guys around as much as we can, just spinning them until they don't know which way's up. And then we're devouring them one at a time.
Well. Not often, if ever, do we get a name for an alliance in Survivor, but here we have just that. At Tribal Council, James says Parvati is the only one to blame for Ozzy's blindside, and yeah, his reaction says, this is news to me. I didn't know Parvati was responsible for my elimination, but now it is time to vote. And will Jason play his idol or not?
If anybody has the hidden immunity idol and you want to play it, now would be the time to do so. Okay, first vote, James. James, 2 votes, James. Jason. Jason, that's 2 votes, Jason. James, that's 3 votes, James. Jason, that's 3 votes, Jason. 11th person voted out of Survivor fans versus favorites, and the 3rd member of our jury, Jason. Jason, the tribe has spoken.
Bro, back-to-back players getting voted out with idols in their pockets. How are the women this good at blindsiding? We start episode 12 with Medical taking a look at James' finger, and much like Penner's knee, it seems to be infected. But then the next morning, Alexis bangs her knee and is limping around, and I don't recall this many injuries on season 10 Palau. Not even close. But now it is time for the family visit, and in Cook Islands, we saw Parvati's dad, but this time it's her mom.
You look so good.
You look awesome.
You smell fabulous.
She ends up not winning the challenge, and back at camp, James is pulled from the game due to his finger. That is now 3 players who have been removed early. And heck, Chet asked to be voted off earlier because his heel was totally screwed up. If he hadn't been voted out, I think he could have quit. That would have been 4. Unheard of this far into the show's history. Eric is now the last man, and yeah, he's next to go. Later on, after enjoying the reward, Alexis is clearly suffering from her leg injury, and Parvati's like, Alexis, do you want us to vote you off so you can get medical attention? I care about you so much. I just want you to be helped. And Alexis says no. In fact, I feel threatened. So it's immunity time, and literally anyone needs to win except Eric.
Eric with his first bottle. Eric connects again. Eric with his second bottle. If you hit your third bottle, you win immunity. Eric does it. Eric wins immunity. Eric is safe at tonight's vote. One of you 5 women going home tonight.
I said anyone needs to win except Eric. Okay, here we are. Someone in the Black Widow Brigade has to go down first. Now, Amanda went to exile earlier, and upon arriving back at camp, she shows everyone that she didn't find the idol in exile, and by the way, she's telling the truth. Now, why is that? Well, she tells Parvati the clues told her that the idol's hidden somewhere here at the camp. Parvati says, you better find it because I'm pretty sure Natalie, Eric, and Alexis are trying to swing Suri to vote one of us off. So Amanda goes out and digs for it with Parvati covering for her. But we cut to tribal, and historically, this means Amanda doesn't have the idol. If she found it, they would have shown it to us. So everyone goes to vote, and
if anybody has the hidden immunity idol and you want to play it, now would be the time to do so.
About that, Jeff. I got it!
This is a hidden immunity idol. Any votes cast for Amanda do not count. First vote, Amanda, does not count. Amanda, does not count. Amanda, does not count. Amanda, does not count. Alexis, 12th person voted out a survivor and the 5th member of our jury. Alexis. Alexis, the tribe has spoken.
the show tricked us. But more importantly, is Parvati's game has been saved. Think about it. Had Amanda been voted off here, who was next? Parvati. She says we can't let Eric win reward and send Natalie to exile. So Amanda talks / guilt trips Eric, and it works. He wins reward, and during that reward challenge, Parvati only got one question right about the history of Survivor, and she gets annoyed with Suri for not beating Eric. Like, bro, beat him yourself. Know the game that you are playing. But anyways, Eric sends Parvati to exile, just what her and Amanda wanted. While on exile, Parvati does nothing at all except get a nice suntan. Should she go out and look for the idol? Personally, I think yes, she should, and she should bring it back to camp. But this shows how confident she feels in her relationships, good or bad. So now it's time for immunity, and the women need to stop him from winning.
Eric thinks he has it. Guaranteed final four. Eric wins immunity once again. And with this around your neck, you are safe at tonight's tribal council. Eric is guaranteed a spot in the final four.
I said the women need to stop him from winning. All right, time for plan B. Suri and Amanda tell Natalie that maybe, just maybe, she can trick Eric into giving her the necklace. I would go into more detail about this, but Parvati is actually a non-factor here. It's really Suri, Natalie, and Amanda doing all the work. The only thing Parvati has to do is blast Eric at tribal council, because Suri says, hey, blast him at tribal council. So at tribal council, Parvati blasts him.
Heard about Eric running around and making alliances with every single person and then breaking their alliances and then switching back up and switching back over. When he didn't even need to do that, he'd won immunity for the past 3 times in a row.
It was stupid. It was just a mistake. And I feel like I need to come to this tribal tonight and ask for some kind of forgiveness.
I mean, you've just lost a lot of respect among the women here that you're sitting with.
I know this. I mean, game aside, I'm hoping that there's some sense of forgiveness, some sense of we'll try and trust you again.
You can't say game aside because we're playing this game.
That's true.
We're in this game right now. You can't say game aside, I apologize. This is the game.
I'm sorry. I am sorry. I just want to tell you that.
Eric nodding to the jury in agreement just blows my mind here, but he senses that without regaining trust, he won't win the jury over, so he makes a very risky play.
Eric, you have the individual immunity necklace. As always, you can give it up to somebody if you choose to.
And I know that actions do speak louder than words. I want to give individual immunity to Natalie.
You're crazy. You officially go down as the dumbest survivor ever in the history of Survivor ever.
First vote, Eric. Parvati. Eric. 2 votes, Eric. 13th person voted out and the 6th member of our jury. Eric.
You guys drive me crazy.
Eric, the tribe has spoken.
Let's stir the pot, ladies.
The women have conquered all the men, and there's only one more tribal council until final 3. What should happen is Parvati votes off Suri. However, she has no intention to do this at all. But things could change. Parvati says the men and their egos being gone from this game is a beautiful thing for her. She then talks to Natalie, and we see them form a genuine bond right before Parvati plans on voting her out.
But I've definitely made a personal bond and connection with Parvati. We get each other. We have great conversation. So I think we complement each other well.
I feel like you have a way of like convincing people and they're like, you're so right. You really should swallow your pride and ask for whatever you want all the time.
I know, like, I feel like I'm without a fear in my normal life a lot. I'm so scared of people saying no, so I don't ask.
Yeah, but your life could be so much better if you just ask for things that you want.
I know.
You know?
I think Parvati is an ally for me in this game. My conversations and my heart-to-hearts with Parvati and our great connection. Does it benefit me at all if we're closer than not? Of course.
Hey, a jury vote is a jury vote. We haven't seen Natalie closely connect with Suri or Amanda, so I think Parvati might have that. At the immunity challenge, we see how it was clearly designed for 5 people based on this aerial shot, but there are only 4 players remaining. Thankfully, Amanda wins, stopping the Natalie upset. And back at camp, Amanda says, why not vote out Suri? She is way more persuasive than Natalie would be. And Parvati says, no way, we can easily beat Suri.
Good of a shot that you have to win this, I think.
Huge. Yeah. You and I think it's between you and I.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
It's as if Parvati has not watched Suri play this game at all. At Tribal Council, Jeff says, what if there's a final 2 this season? Who would go next? Suri says, in that unlikely scenario, if it were to happen, it would be me, I'd be gone. Amanda takes great offense to this, but Suri is spitting truth here. She's at the bottom of these 3. So everyone goes to vote, and Natalie's voted off 3-1.
Natalie, the tribe has spoken. Time to go.
Back at camp, Suri and Amanda continue to fight, with both of them realizing, this is dumb. What are we even fighting about? It is now day 38, and Parvati says, I am never going to touch a coconut again. But the bigger deal here is when they go to get tree mail, and just like Jeff teased at Tribal Council,
congratulations, final 3. Today you will honor their memories before proceeding to your final immunity challenge. Get into your boat and head out to Exile Island. My heart just dropped.
It's like, when is it gonna end, you know? Like, there's only so much you can take, and then someone has to leave now, like, after everything. I am so tight with these girls, like, this just sucks completely.
yeah, it's a final 2. I think at this point, it's safe to say that Parvati is in the final 2 no matter what. Let's think about this. Amanda is going to take her, and Suri is likely to take her based on the multiple fights she just had with Amanda. I think Parvati's golden. At the final immunity challenge, she goes out first, but Amanda wins. Back at camp, Parvati says, obviously Amanda's gonna take me over Suri, but then the most baffling thing comes out of her mouth when she tells Amanda,
well, I already knew, like, if I didn't win, that she'd take you. So it's not
I don't
like...
think she would have won. She pissed way more people off than I did.
Yeah, actually, huh?
Yeah.
but why? True or not, why even say those words to Amanda? What could that accomplish positively for your game? Why tell her Suri is easier to beat? It's nonsense. So the question is, did Amanda reconsider her decision after hearing that? I personally think Suri beats them both, but I'm not the jury, so I could be wrong. At Tribal Council, Amanda goes to vote, and
15th person voted out, and the 8th and final member of our jury. Suri, need to bring me your torch. Suri, the tribe has spoken. Time for you to go.
it is now day 39, and Parvati better be counting her lucky stars that her dumb comment didn't have Amanda change her mind. They finally get the day 39 breakfast they dreamed about, and Parvati is of course thrilled to be here.
This morning when I woke up, I think the happiness like started in my stomach and it bubbled up and I just couldn't wipe the smile off my face. Amanda and I pretty much own this game. To be in the final 2 in this season, it's a serious accomplishment, and I feel like I can stand up tall and be like, I am a survivor. I really honestly feel so relaxed going into this final tribal council. I feel like I've played a game that's been very true to myself. My game was a lot more aggressive than Amanda's game. It was a lot more cutthroat, more cold-blooded. I was playing this to win.
Welcome to your final Tribal Council.
It is time. Final Tribal Council. Can Parvati sell her game to a jury full of people she burned on her path to the end? Let's find out. There are 8 jurors, so 5 votes are needed to win, 4 for a tie, and frankly, I have no idea what the tiebreaker rules are here, so let's just try to avoid that happening. Parvati's opening speech does a great job when she says,
I came into this game with a previous reputation from the Cook Islands as the flirt. I knew that I had to play so much differently than I played in the Cook Islands. Like, I had to play aggressively. I had to beat my competition before my competition had a chance to beat me. And you gave me a serious run for my money. The only thing I could do was make bold power plays, and with the help of a powerful group of women, pull off some of the hugest heists in Survivor history. So ask me anything you want, you'll get an honest answer.
She acknowledges her evolution, compliments the jury, and owns the game she played. Very nice. Take notes, Boston Rob. Eliza is the first juror to speak, and while she does compliment both women, she also takes a swipe at each of them. To Parvati, she says, you were just plain mean, and I don't like that. And then Eliza proceeds to tell Amanda that, hey, you made me want to kill myself. I don't think Eliza sees the irony of her back-to-back statements. Jason is second, and he asks Parvati what her redeeming qualities are. Parvati says she was loyal, protective, and she didn't kill a chicken. This is a big bag of whatever to me, and Jason gives us nothing to work with here. Alexis is third, and she asks Parvati, why are you a better role model than Amanda?
I don't know if it's better or worse. I'm more outspoken than Amanda, so I think I'm more independent. I don't like things to be done for me. Amanda would go along with the flow, and for me, I think I'm more willing to put myself out there and make bold moves, and I didn't see much of that from Amanda.
Natalie is the fourth juror, and frankly, I have no words. I'll just let her speak and then we'll talk about it.
You have labeled yourself as a flirt. My question to you is, how does that resonate for you in the bedroom? As far as strategy in the game, you're a flirt. You flirted with me on several occasions. Not complaining.
You're sexy. Nice. I think my strategy in this game has been infused with my personality, and being flirtatious is a big part of my personality. I'll flirt with girls to get my way, or I'll flirt with guys to get my way.
I am labeling this good for Parvati because it feels like Natalie actually had a relationship with Parvati and she doesn't seem burned, and I don't think she's picking Amanda. Just the vibe I'm getting here. Eric is the fifth juror, and he is basically mad at Amanda and doesn't ask Parvati anything. Is this good? I hope so. James is sixth, and he says, obviously, I'm voting for Amanda. Great. But then he asks Parvati to reenact their earlier conversation.
Haha, got you, sucker. What?
That's not it.
That is what you wanted me to say.
No, that's not
exactly what you said you wanted me to say.
Over exaggerating it. What I want you to just be honest. Hey, I'm playing a game. It's a game.
There was no chance for me to win this game if I stuck with you and if I stuck with Oz.
You finished?
Yes.
Suri is the seventh juror, and these answers by Amanda and Parvati to Suri perfectly encapsulate the difference between each of them and their understanding of how to play this game.
Being that you had the decision to make, why Parvati deserves $1 million more than I do.
Parvati played a very aggressive, bold game. I respect that about her.
So in saying that, are you saying you don't respect my game?
No, I respect your game as well. I think Parvati made bolder decisions in this game.
Than I did?
Yes.
Parvati, I would like you to tell the jury why I should be sitting in your seat and you be over here in the jury.
I think you played a pretty brilliant game. I can't compete with a mother of three. You have kids, you have a family. I don't have that. Is that good enough? No?
I'll ponder over here.
Ozzy is the last juror, and he just lays into Parvati about how she threw away their friendship, and frankly, it feels a lot like Lex talking to Boston Rob during All-Stars, except I believe Ozzy when he says he wouldn't have burned anyone in his alliance till he needed to. I don't believe Lex. However, he gives a touching speech to Amanda about how much he loves her and blah, blah, blah. Who cares? Skip the sappy stuff. Let's get to who wins this season already.
Amanda. Parvati. We're tied again. Parvati. The winner of Survivor Fans versus Favorites. Parvati.
So let's break this down. How is Parvati as a character? It seems like Parv was way more developed as a character this season than in Cook Islands due to one big thing changing, in my opinion. Confidence. Previously, she was just a flirty girl, kind of drifting her way through the game, but this season she came in with some gusto and a plan to win. She didn't care to be the villain and in fact had fun with it. Not something we see too often in the show, but it's much appreciated whenever it does happen. She was heartless with the men, backstabbing each of them, including her flirtmance with James. And once again, I can't think of another female character who acted like this before. Well, not since Vanuatu with Amy Cusack, who may have transferred all of her evil villainous stuff to Parvati this season, because Amy this season was not the Amy you saw in Vanuatu. And heck, Parvati actually won, unlike Amy. Love her or hate her, Parvati evolved this season into a character we won't soon forget. Out of 18 character moments shown on the show, 4 were heroic and 14 were villainous, making Parvati Shallow a villain character on Survivor Micronesia. Now, how is Parvati as a strategist? She did what all good players do. They take advantage of the perception others have of them, minimize their weaknesses, and eliminate threats at the right time. Parvati did nothing for her tribe pre-merge. Think about it. Every challenge win was like Eliza, Ozzy, and Sari. It was never Parvati. But behind everyone's back, she was developing relationships and alliances that she could take full advantage of come the merge. She had a bit of Boston Rob energy too when it came to villainizing her next target for the sole purpose of making the elimination seem rational, even if it wasn't. Parvati was cutthroat and cruel, and I loved it. Out of 48 strategic moments shown on the show, 30 were smart and 18 were dumb, making Parvati Shallow a smart strategist on Survivor Micronesia. Thank you for watching, and doubly thanks for liking and subscribing. See you all next time.